back to Speaking with Confidence, a podcast that helps you build the soft skills that lead to real results. Communication, storytelling, public speaking, and showing up with confidence in every conversation that counts. I'm Tim Newman, a recovering college professor turned communication coach, and I'm thrilled to guide you on a journey to becoming a powerful communicator. Have you ever sat through a presentation and realized you couldn't remember the speaker's name 5 minutes after they finished? Or worse, have you ever been that speaker? Most speakers sound exactly the same because they're chasing technique instead of identity. They focus on the how to stand, how to gesture, how to structure a slide deck, while completely ignoring the who. Who are you as a communicator? What unique perspective do you bring to the stage? This is the real reason you feel like an imposter. It's not that you lack the skills. It's that you're trying to perform a role instead of communicating as yourself. When you try to be a generalist, you become instantly forgettable. You blend into a sea of other competent but unremarkable presenters. The reason this video is different is that we're starting with the foundation that everyone else treats as an afterthought. We're starting with who you are, not just what you do. Because when you build from identity first, every technique that follows becomes 10 times more powerful. Let's talk about why this matters on a fundamental level. Research shows that 77% of consumers trust individuals over corporate brands. People connect with people, not with perfectly polished presentations. Your authenticity creates instant credibility because it's something that can't be faked or manufactured. There's a crucial difference between performing and communicating as yourself. Performing is putting on a show. It's external. It's about meeting expectations. Communicating as yourself is internal. It's about sharing your genuine perspective. One requires constant energy to maintain. The other flows natural because it's who you are. I worked with a ticket sales representative for a major sports franchise who was transitioning to sponsorship sales and was really struggling with imposter syndrome. He had all the product knowledge, but his pitches felt generic and unconvincing. He was trying to sound like every other sponsorship expert out there. We discovered that his real strength wasn't in complex sponsorship packages. It was in his ability to build genuine relationships and highlight the unique affiliation brands could have with the organization. And once he started focusing on the relational aspect and speaking from his authentic experience, connecting fans with the team, everything changed. He went from being just another salesperson to being the expert people trusted for partnership opportunities. His close rate improved significantly because he stopped trying to be a generalist and started embracing what only he could offer: the genuine connection between brands and the community. This transformation happened because identity is a foundation that technique builds upon. You can have perfect delivery skills, but if you're delivering someone else's message in someone else's voice, it will never resonate deeply. Your identity is your superpower because it's the one thing nobody can copy. It's your unique combination of experiences, perspectives, and values that makes your content valuable. Think about the speakers you remember. They're not necessarily the most polished or technically perfect presenters. They're the ones who showed up as themselves, flaws, quirks, and all. They connected with you because they were genuine. That connection is what transforms a good speaker into a memorable one. The beautiful part is that your identity isn't something you need to create. It's something you need to uncover and claim. You already have everything you need to be an effective communicator. The work is in learning how to bring that authentic self to the stage consistently. So what exactly makes up the speaker identity? It comes down to 3 core pillars that work together to create content that's unmistakably yours. The first pillar is your unique value proposition. This is what only you can say about your topic. This isn't just your area of expertise, it's your specific angle, your unique perspective. For example, if you're a marketing expert, your unique value proposition might be how you combine neuroscience principles with digital marketing strategies based on your background in psychology. Or if you're a leadership coach, it might be your focus on introverted leaders because that's your lived experience. Your unique value proposition answers the question, why should someone listen to me instead of the 1,000 other experts in my field? It's the specific intersection of your knowledge, your experiences, and the specific problems you're uniquely equipped to solve. Most speakers try to be everything to everyone, but the most successful speakers become the go-to person for one specific thing. The second pillar is your authentic communication style, finding your natural voice instead of copying others. This is about how you communicate, not just what you communicate. Are you naturally humorous or more serious? Do you thrive with data and statistics, or do you connect better through stories and metaphors? Are you high energy and animated, or more calm and measured? I see so many speakers that make the mistake of trying to emulate their favorite TED Talk presenter. But if you're naturally introverted and thoughtful, trying to copy Tony Robbins' high energy style will feel forced and inauthentic. Your audience will sense the disconnect. The goal isn't to adopt someone else's style, it's to refine and amplify your own natural communication strengths. The third pillar is your signature stories, the experiences that make your perspective valuable. These aren't just any stories. They're the pivotal moments in your journey that shaped your understanding of your topic. They're the failures that taught you crucial lessons, the successes that revealed important patterns, or the moments of insight that changed your approach. Your signature stories serve multiple purposes. They make abstract concepts concrete and memorable. They build an emotional connection with your audience, and most importantly, they demonstrate that you've actually lived what you're teaching. There's a huge difference between someone who's studied a topic and someone who's lived it. Your stories prove which category you fall into. These three pillars work together to create content that's cohesive, authentic, and memorable. Your unique value proposition gives you the direction. Your authentic communication style gives you the delivery. And your signature stories give you the connection. When all three are aligned, you stop being just another speaker and start being the speaker people remember and recommend. The most common mistake I see is speakers trying to be someone they're not on stage. They see a successful speaker and think, I need to be more like that person. But authenticity isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. Your audience would rather connect with an imperfect version of you than a perfect version of someone else. Think about the last time you heard a speaker who felt genuinely authentic. They probably had some rough edges. Maybe they stumbled over a word or shared a personal story, or even admitted they didn't have all the answers. Those moments of vulnerability didn't weaken their message. They strengthened it because they made the speaker human and relatable. Your identity as a speaker isn't about hiding your imperfections. It's about leveraging your authentic strengths while being transparent about your humanity. And that's what creates the trust and connection that makes audiences want to listen, remember, and act on what you share. Now, let's move from theory to practice. I want to give you a simple framework you can use right now to start claiming your speaker identity. And this isn't about a complete brand overhaul. It's about creating a clear starting point. Grab something to write with. I'm going to give you 3 questions. Take about 60 seconds to answer each one honestly, without overthinking it. Don't worry about making it sound impressive. Just give the raw truth. First question. What's the one problem I'm uniquely equipped to solve for my audience? Not what you can solve, but what you're uniquely equipped to solve based on your specific blend of experience and perspective. This isn't your job title. It's the specific pain point you understand better than anyone else. Second question. What's my natural communication superpower? Think about when you're at your best in conversation. Are you the person who simplifies complex ideas? The one who tells stories that makes concepts stick? The person who asks powerful questions? Your superpower is the way you naturally help people understand things. Third question. What's my signature story? What's one experience from my own journey that perfectly illustrates why I care about this topic? This should be a real moment, a failure, a breakthrough, a lesson learned the hard way that gives your expertise the emotional weight. Now take these three answers and combine them into a single identity statement. It should sound something like, I help young professionals overcome imposter syndrome by using humor, stories, and easy-to-remember strategies, drawing on my experience as a college professor and communications coach. For example, if you're a financial advisor, I have families feeling overwhelmed by financial planning simplify their money decisions using clear, story-based guidance, drawing from my experience helping hundreds of clients turn confusion into confidence. This statement becomes your North Star. Before any presentation, review it. Does your content align with this identity? Are you communicating in your natural style? Are you sharing your unique perspective? This simple check takes seconds, but ensures you're building from your foundation, not someone else's. The immediate application is straightforward. In your very next presentation, whether it's a team meeting or a conference talk, consciously apply one element from your identity statement. Maybe it's starting with your signature story or intentionally using your communication superpower to explain a key point. This isn't about changing everything at once. It's about taking one authentic step. This exercise eliminates imposter syndrome at its root because you're no longer trying to be an expert. You're being the expert you already are. You're not performing a role. You're communicating from your lived experience. When you know exactly what makes your perspective valuable, the fear of being found out disappears because there's nothing to find out. You're just being authentically you. This identity work is just the foundation, the real first step of the complete formula for public speaking. Everything that comes next, structuring your talk, managing nerves, handling Q&A, becomes dramatically easier when it's built on this authentic foundation. Think of it this way. Identity is the operating system, and the speaking techniques are the apps. Without the right operating system, the apps might work, but they'll be clunky and inefficient. With a solid identity foundation, every technique you learn works better because it's serving your authentic communication goals rather than trying to create a persona. And this is what transforms you from a generic speaker into a recognized expert. When your identity is clear, your message becomes unmistakable. People don't just remember what you said, they remember who you are. If you're ready to build the complete system, I walk through the entire formula for public speaking in my course, where we take this identity foundation and layer on the precise techniques that make it shine on any stage. That's all for today. Remember, we're looking for progress, not perfection. Be sure to visit speakingwithconfidencepodcast.com to get your free ebook, The Top 21 Challenges for Public Speakers and How to Overcome Them. You can also register for the Formula for Public Speaking course. Always remember, your voice has the power to change the world. We'll talk to you next time. Take care. That's it for today's episode. But before you go, don't forget to grab your copy of my brand new book, Connections That Count: How to Transform Your Network into Influence, Leadership, and Career Growth, available now on Amazon. It's time to turn your network into real influence and career growth. Pick it up today and start making your connections count.